All right. So over the next 90 days, I'm going to be going 10 times as hard as I am going right now. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because I saw a tweet on Twitter and it literally said going 10x is easier than 2x. And this is what I decided to make a video on right now. So that is free sauce for you right there. If you are looking to create content and you don't know what to talk about, look at the platforms that you consume. And once you see something that resonates with you, just make a video on it. That is it. There's no shortcut to making content. You just need to make content and post it. The way you come up with content is you're either doing stuff, a thought comes to your mind, and then you just film a video on it. Or as you consume content, instead of just consuming content and mindlessly scrolling, you have to become conscious of what you consume and you start to become a curator. And once you're a curator, everything you consume starts to become a content topic that you could talk about. And for me, when I was on Twitter today and I saw somebody post 10x is easier than 2x, I was like, perfect. I want to make a video on that later. And what happened was I was on a call with one of my friends who, long story short, is trying to start a fitness coaching program. And I literally told him that, because he was coming up with all these excuses on why he can't post content. He said something like, coming from like where I started, not making any content, to making like the amount of content I'm making right now, I've came a long way. And I was like, yeah, dude, you have. But the problem is, like, you're not doing the amount of volume that you need to be doing in order to start generating enough traffic to bring in leads to start selling people on your fitness coaching. And I told him, I was like, dude, like, you literally need to understand that going 10x is easier than going 2x. And the reason why I want to make a video on this topic is because 2 years ago, I moved to a different state. And the reason I was able to move to a different state is because I had just finished a content sprint. I've literally created one video every single day for 90 days straight. During that time, I had a former colleague of mine contact me and say, hey, I want you to help me grow on social media. Long story short, she hired me full time to be her videographer, and I moved to a completely different state. And I even ended up traveling Europe with her for an entire month, just filming and editing content. So it was pretty sick. But she didn't even stay with me for an entire year. I changed my entire life, relocated, and she ended up firing me, I believe, like 8 months in. And at that moment, I only had one other client. And that client was a low ticket client. So they weren't even paying me $1,000 a month. So it wasn't even enough to cover my rent. So basically, I went from having a full stable income to barely making $1,000 a month. So I couldn't even pay my rent. Like, I didn't even have enough to pay my rent. Luckily, I was always like really good at saving money when I was younger. So I didn't have too much money, but I had just enough money to help me sustain and, pay for my rent for possibly 6 months. So I decided that, at this time, like, I'm either going to slowly start draining my savings, or I'm just going to go out and get it. Like, I'm just going to go hard. And during that time, I realized that I didn't go twice as hard. I didn't go 3 times as hard. I literally went 10 times as hard, because I was living a comfortable life. I was waking up every day at around like 9 a.m. I would go to the gym, hang out, like eat my breakfast. And by the time I would start working, it was like 11 o'clock. So I was literally just kind of coasting through life. I was really comfortable. But what I had to do now was I had to double down on outreach. And what I did was every single day I set an alarm for 5 a.m. and I got up and I recorded a minimum of 5 looms, and I sent them to potential prospects that I wanted to land as a client. And I had just watched this. This was before I joined Client Ascension also. So I had just watched Daniel Fazio's and Eamon's interview for how Eamon scaled his agency. And I literally did that method. I started sending free video scripts to potential clients. And within the first week, I had already booked 2 calls. And one of the people I booked a call with, I landed as a client, and they're still my client to this day. But in order to land that client, I stopped getting up every single morning at 9 a.m. Instead, I got up at 5 a.m. and I sat at my computer until I was done filming looms and sending them to people. Sometimes I would get it done in like 2 hours, and sometimes it would still be, 5 hours later, I would still be sending looms because I had no choice. Like, I had to get it done because I needed new clients, and I knew I did not want to work a regular job again. So that is a time in my life, which was about a year ago, actually, when like everything just basically fell apart. Like, I had a very stable income, and then all of a sudden my client gave me like 2 days notice that they weren't going to pay me next month. And all of a sudden, like that, no income. So yeah, that tweet really resonated with me today. And right now at this very moment, I'm back on, going 10 times as hard, because for the past 6 months, I joined Client Ascension in February this year. And I've learned a ton of information from onboarding to client retention to fulfillment to hiring. Like it's been a great time. But the problem is I've been comfortable again. These past 6 months, my income has basically remained the same. So it's been about 5 days now since I've been going 10x, and I'm already starting to reap the benefits. I haven't landed a new client yet, but I'm already starting to get replies from people. I got my first not interested 2 days ago. So that was awesome, because if you're not getting not interested from people, that means you're not doing any cold outreach. So keep this in mind when you're trying to meet a goal. First off, have the clear goal in mind, and then take that goal and break it up into inputs. What do you need to do on a daily basis? Write them down on a piece of paper and physically cross them out one by one as you do them. And it's going to require effort. It's not going to require twice the amount of effort that you're doing right now. It's literally going to require 10 times the effort, but you will see results. So I will keep you posted. Hopefully by the next video, I'll book a call with one of the potential prospects that, I've contacted. So, and if you're curious, the method that I'm following right now to land more clients is literally the same method that's landed me clients in the past, which is literally, sending them free work, like sending them either a free video or a free video script and, just following up. So that's currently what I'm doing right now. I've gotten to 2 videos a day, but the recommended amount is 5 videos a day. So today I'm actually at 1, and by the end of the day, I'll be at 2, but tomorrow the goal is to hit 5. So if I hit 3, that's good. But once I hit 5, once I start continuously hitting 5, then, it's game over. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go subscribe right now. I'll be dropping 1 video like this every week. And until next time, peace.